shame me. Listen up. Be you. You got this. I said it before and I'll say it again. Keto, rock stars, stay strong. Be you. Bacon, beef, butter. Keto rock stars. Keto rock stars. Keto rock stars. Keto on, stay strong. Be you. Keto rock stars.
Everybody, how is everybody doing this morning, this Thursday morning, Keto Rockstar style? I hope everybody's having a good day. I am not on the treadmill or the bicycle this morning, but I have some news to share with all of you. So I'm excited to get to that. But first, let's say hi to a few people. We got Lizzie World is in the house. She was the first one in this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Just Jerry is here. Jerry, Carnivore Jerry in the middle of the forest. She says, I'll be back in 80 minutes. Well, I hope you're back, beautiful friend. Sandy Blythe is in the house. Welcome, Sandy. I hope you're having a good day. My beautiful friend Evelyn is here. Hello, friend. She says, good morning, Evelyn. Cynthia is here. Thank you for tuning in, Cynthia. And Linda Flanagan's in the house. Welcome, Linda. I hope you're having a great day. And Jerry is back. She is in the tanning bed. If you know, you know. For the show to begin, let's go. Amy, I'm waiting to hear the results with bated breath. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. At least to me, I think it's interesting. It was not what I expected. Smoothie, my good friend John, my neighbor, is in the house. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a great day, John. Juju is in the house. Good morning, Amy and friends. Thank you for tuning in. And yes, nice. You have a tanning bed. That is nice. Holly Springer's in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Evelyn says she's drinking coffee and cooking ground beef. And Cynthia says my cat is giving me a strange look since I started moving my hind end and dancing to your intro music. I just love that intro music. I made it on Suno, but and it was before I really knew what I was doing on Suno, but I just love it. Jonathan's in the house. Welcome, Jonathan. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're doing great. Risa is here. Welcome, Risa. Thank you for tuning in. And Barb's here. Barbara's here. Grandma's Crochet Corner. You're up early this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so a couple of things. I have to announce if anybody is interested in doing the Kilts Health Coaching Program for the month of June, it's 55% off. Just email me ketorockstars21@gmail.com and I will send you my code for 55% off. It's only the 55% off is only good for the month of June. There's a lot of information that comes there. Even if you don't plan on being a health coach, I still highly recommend taking that because there's a lot of great knowledge in there. And you get access to the Wednesday coaching calls as well. So, and you can pretty much ask whatever questions you want in that. So there's that. Next, I have to thank Gary No Slow for the shirts. My shirts, I got 2 shirts. So I hope I'm not making anyone jealous. But let me show you the first one. Isn't that so cool? It's like a Campbell's t-shirt. And then the second one I got, and I just love the style of this one too. I like the sleeves. Not sure if you can see those sleeves, but it says BBC Carnivore Beef Butter Coffee, which is perfect for me because those are all the things that I love. Okay, so let's see where we left off in the chat. Okay. Peter, Papa Carnivore's here. Good morning, Peter. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Lynn22QCat is here. Welcome, Lynn. And I am going to post the link to Gary's t-shirt store in the chat. Okay, I just posted that in the chat in case anyone is interested in getting one of his t-shirts. They are fantastic. I love all of them. Yes, Gary's doing a great job, and I'm gonna find out if he's got like a buy me a coffee or something, because he's just sending these to us for free. I didn't, for some of us. So I'm gonna go and try to support him if he's got a buy me a coffee link. Speaking of coffee. All right, let's see. What is going on? Oh, I fell asleep. So we're going to talk about this. I did not get to see much of Barb's live stream because of what's been going on with me the last few days. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Brian's in the house. Welcome, Brian. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. And Desiree's in the house. Welcome, Desiree. I hope you're having a great morning, beautiful friend. Yes, and here is Gary's t-shirt store. Let's all go and support him. I think he gets a percentage of the t-shirts. And let's see here. Yep. I agree. Anytime I win something, I try to send a coffee. I do too, Lizzie. I'm going to try to find out more. Carolina Carnivore's in the house. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, look, Maddie at the beach is here. Chanel here. Hey, Chanel, how are you doing, beautiful friend? I'm glad you posted it was you because I wouldn't have known that handle. So I'm really glad you did that. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so you'll notice this little bar at the bottom. It says 691. This is my subscriber count. It actually went up 2 since before the live stream started. Once that gets to 1,000, we're going to do a giveaway. So once that gets to 1,000, I will do a giveaway. I'm hoping to reach 1,000 by December 31st, but we will see. That is my goal. So we will do a big giveaway once that happens. So if you know anybody who you think would benefit from this channel, please share this to them. Okay, so you will see I have bags under my eyes, right? I look very tired. Let's get into what this live stream is about. I did an N=1 experiment this week. It has nothing to do with Barb and Butter Bobs. I've been struggling. I've had a lot of inflammation because of the immunotherapy that I am recently gotten off of. And so I just felt like my body had a lot of pain in my joints and inflammation. And I know that when I fast, that inflammation tends to leave my body because my joints feel really good. So I wanted to try at least a 48-hour fast, and I actually went longer than that. But some weird things happened to me. Okay, it wasn't all good. Sorry, my nose is a little runny this morning. So I wanted to walk you through. I actually fasted about 60 hours and then something happened and I'm like, this isn't working. So I made a little presentation of my numbers. So I'm going to share the screen. I just got to figure out how to get that on the screen. Oh, Kurt is here. Meathead for Life. Welcome, Kurt. So let me put this on the screen. Okay, so let me get off. I wonder if I can get that chat off of there for a minute. Try that. Do this. Okay, so this is basically what happened. Let me see if I can get this off for a minute too. Hide. Okay. Hide. Okay, so here is the little presentation that I made. Monday, 6:50. So I started fasting Sunday night after I ate the pizza. I didn't eat any more after our live stream. So about 9 p.m. So Monday, I'm like, I'm just going to check my blood because I just want to monitor what's going on, right? And I made a little mistake. In the middle of this fast, I changed from GKI to the BOS ratio. But my starting at, this was I think 1:32 p.m. on Monday, or 11:36 a.m. I took my glucose and ketones. They were at 95 glucose and my ketones were 0.4. My starting weight was 181 pounds. So I'd gained some weight and I felt like it because my clothes were fitting tight and the inflammation in my joints was just bad, right? I wasn't able to get that. Okay, so let me get to the next time that I took the next time I took was Monday at 2:16 p.m. My glucose had dropped by 20 points. I was 17 hours into the fast. My glucose was 76 and my ketones were 0.6. So you can see my glucose is coming down, ketones steadily rising. I felt great on Monday. Didn't feel like anything nefarious was going on. And I can't remember if I took, let's see if I took it again on Monday. Okay, yes, I took one more reading Monday at 9:15. My ketones were rising to 1.4. Let's go back just one screen because I want to see if it said if I was in ketosis. Oops, hold on. That's the wrong direction. Okay. So it says in here you're in a low level of GKI ketosis. Okay. So I was already starting at 2:16 p.m. to get into ketosis based on what the Keto Mojo says. Monday at 9:15 p.m. The ketones are up to 1.4, 24 hours fasted, blood glucose 70. So my blood glucose is continuing to lower and my ketones are continuing to go up. Now, my symptoms were I felt really great. My joints were starting to feel great. I'm in ketosis, therapeutic ketosis, everything going well. So I continued on to the morning and let's see, this doesn't say what time it is. I'm sure this is like, 7:53 a.m. So about 8 a.m. I'm at 35 hours. Now, this is when I had switched to the Dr. Bob's ratio. So this number, I guess, from what Barbara says, if you're under 40, you're actually in great therapeutic ketosis. 8:02 a.m. is what it says. Fasted 35 hours. I had lost 8 pounds. By this point, I'm down to 173. Ketones 2.0 and glucose 73. And it says significant stress to metabolism, moderate chance of autophagy. This range of DBR is used to reverse deep tissue and organ inflammation. This level of metabolic stress offers suppression of many autoimmune problems. And by this point, I was feeling really good. Okay. Now, let's see what else happens from this fast. This was 42 hours fasted. I want to say this was, it's not telling me what time it was. I think this was at the evening on Tuesday 3:26 p.m. This was Tuesday, 3:26 p.m. So my glucose got down to 63 and my ketones got up to 2.8. So I just have to say before we move on, Tuesday night, I started to feel really exhausted and like I needed to go to bed by 6 p.m. Something was happening. I wasn't feeling that great. I didn't feel sick. I just felt totally exhausted. So after about 40 hours, I started to feel like I just started to feel weak and like I needed to go to bed. So that's what I did. I was in bed very early on Tuesday night. Usually I stay up really late. I wasn't able to Tuesday and it just something felt different. Okay, so I don't know if I took it again. Okay, so this was Wednesday morning. I woke up Wednesday morning and did not feel well at all. I was dizzy. I was seeing like lights in my eyes. This was 8 o'clock in the morning and I needed to work and I almost felt like I couldn't work that day. My blood glucose was 53. My ketones was 5.4. Okay. and I felt very sick. My Dr. Boz ratio was 9. This is 60 hours fasted. 60 hours fasted. And I just did not feel well when I woke up. So I decided to end the fast. And I ate some hard-boiled eggs and I ate some bacon. And about 20 or 30 minutes later, I remembered something that Menowa said about eating cheese. So I had a couple slices of cheese to try to help bring my glucose up. So the total weight loss, I started at 181, which is at the bottom, and then I ended at 172. So I lost a total of 9 pounds. Now, I don't think that was 9 pounds of fat. I think the first day when I lost like 7 or 8 pounds, I think that was all inflammation, right? All inflammation in my joints that I was suspecting that I had, which is the reason why I wanted to do the fast. Because of all of that immunotherapy that I'm doing. Now, I felt great. My joints did not hurt. Where I felt sick was I felt like I was going to pass out. I felt weak. I felt like I needed to lie down. But my joints felt amazing. My joints felt amazing. So I went from 181, which is when I first weighed myself Monday morning, to down to 172. Now, today I'm back up to about 174, but I ate all day yesterday. So that inflammation could be returning. I also noticed that some of my joint pain was back, right? So I think eating food, and I'm only eating carnivore foods, guys, eggs, meat. I had a little bit of cheese yesterday because trying to get my glucose back up. Now, I also talked to Juliet, and she had mentioned someone else had this problem where their ketones get like to this ridiculously high number. My ketones has never been 5.8. I'm just going to throw that out there. My ketones have never been 5.8. And she said some people can get sick when their ketones are high like that. That it wasn't the glucose, because my glucose has been in the 50s before, and I've never felt sick like that. So, yeah. So let's read a few more comments. Jonathan says Rick needs his own merch store. And you know, Lewis has a Rick merch store as well. I have a duck dumpster chicken t-shirt that I wore Sunday on my live stream. Hi, Aaron. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Kathleen. Let's say hi to a few more people. Yes, I have to agree with this. I love Jonathan, Juju, and I also love listening to DC. Very smart people, way smarter than me. I'm so glad you're here too, Chanel. Yes. And Jonathan says, cheers, Juju. DC and I are working on something meaningful together. Watch this space. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. And here's my good friend Kurt, Meathead for Life. It was nice to see you on Mitch's stream this morning. I'm glad you guys are working things out. Is my mic not working? Is my mic not? Post in the comments. Is my mic working? Please, please, please. If you might want to pop out and get back in. Please post in the comments, someone, if I'm having a mic issue, please. Peter says, I got 2 of Gary's shirts. They're my prized possessions. I just love these guys. Although I'm going to have to take this one off tonight because I'm going to be preparing some briskets to smoke this weekend for friends. I'm going to film it so you guys will all see how I smoke my brisket. I'm very excited about it, and I don't want to get meat juice splashed all over this. Oh, and Juju says it would be nice to see you in a DC channel. Okay, thank you, Evelyn. Sound is fine. Everybody's saying good, good, good. Aaron says, I love this. How fun. Menowa's here. Menowa, I just mentioned you. I had to use the cheese experiment yesterday because my blood glucose got low and I was not feeling well. Oh my gosh, Butter Bob's in the house. Butter Bob's in the house. Thank you for tuning in, Butter Bob. I'm doing my testing a little bit different reason than you. I'm trying to do some fasting and I want to make sure things are going okay while I'm fasting. I haven't really looked at the Dr. Boz ratios like you and Barb are, but I wanted to test just to see what my blood glucose and my ketones do. And let me just see if I can show this again. Let me go back a couple screens. So here's what I'll just recap in case you missed it. Share my screen here because I already took it off. So here's what happened. Yesterday, I was 60 hours into fasting. My glucose was 53. My ketones were 5.4. My Dr. Boz ratio was 9, and I did not feel well. I felt really sick. So I decided to end the fast, and I'm still not 100% today, guys. I'm still not. I still feel a little shaky. I feel much better, right? And I tested today. I think my glucose is up to 90, but my ketones were still 1.8. But I'm trying to remove the inflammation in my joints because when I fast, my joints feel really good, right? And I've been dealing with painful joints, and that worked. But what I think I'm going to have to do is I don't think I can do multi-day fasting. I don't, because of my glucose issue, I don't think I can do multi-day fasting. But what I think I could do is I could fast 24 hours up to 30 hours once a week. So maybe fast Sunday and then eat Tuesday morning. I think I can do that. The other thing I could potentially do is fast 24 hours, skip a couple days, and then fast 24 hours again. I don't think I would never be able to do what Jerry does, which is a 40-day fast. I just won't. Just because of this experiment. And yeah. So I thought these were interesting results. And the fact my husband even said, "You're not looking so hot." And the fact that I'm a late night person, and the fact that I had to go to bed really early, two nights in a row. And I don't really get into ketosis when I eat. My ketones, my blood glucose usually runs about 90, and my ketones are less than 1. They just they're usually like 0.4 or something. I never get in based on what so if I eat during the day at all, I never get into therapeutic ketosis. Now, when I fast, I get into therapeutic ketosis, right? But it's apparent to me from this N=1 experiment that I should not be fasting longer than, let's say, 30 hours, right? Because of what happened. It's just my ketones get way too high. I think I talked to Juliet about this, and Dr. Nelson had said that someone else had this experiment, and they did not feel well when their ketones got really high. And my glucose has gotten in the 50s before. No problem, right? No problem when I was fasting. But my ketones have never gotten that high. And something with that is causing me to feel sick. And Kurt says, please smash that thumbs up and show Amy some love. Love you, my brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, the gang's all here. I agree. Thank you all for tuning in. 22 DBR. Well, mine got to 9. My Dr. Boz ratio got to 9. And that was yesterday morning. So starting to feel better. Starting to feel better, but I just don't think 60 hours. I think that's too long of a fast for me. Okay, so this is an interesting point, Dustin. Oh, wait, or Aaron. Sorry, I thought it was Aaron. Or Dustin. When I fast, it takes forever for me to sleep. That happened to me the last time. The last time I did like a 30 to 40 hour fast, and my ketones were high and I couldn't sleep because my brain was firing so much, right? But this time was opposite. I don't know what happened this time, but it just was not a good experience for me. Dustin's in the house. Welcome, Dustin. Dustin and I were just chatting. We have the party line going, right? And I think Bill's in the house. Bill Cook. Welcome, welcome. For some reason I missed your chat. Risa telling Dustin hi. Let's see. Yes, and Bill has a cat named Ketosis. I love that name. A lot of people today. Let's see, how many do we have watching? We have 34 watching. I love it, guys. Yeah, you don't need to have these things. Okay, so Kurt makes a really good point here. You do not need to have now I will say that people like Menoa and Thomas, when you're diabetic, you have to test, right? You have to test your glucose. I never had a Keto Mojo. I never had one of these until I became a health coach. And I went, 8 years on keto and carnivore without testing my blood sugar, right? I would just go by how I felt, the scale, I never tested. I never felt a need to test. But when I became a health coach, I'm like, I need to understand more about this. So that's why I started testing. Okay. But I truly believe if you don't have a reason to test, like you're not a diabetic, obviously diabetics have to keep control of their blood sugar. So they need to know. There's no reason. If you don't have those kinds of problems, you don't have to spend the money on it. If you're interested in doing your little experiments like I am, then sure, you can do it. But the stuff is expensive. The test strips are expensive, in my opinion. So, and Dustin also makes a good point here. Yeah, considering 1 pound of fat is like 3,500 calories, it's highly unlikely to lose multiple pounds of fat a day. Mine was all water inflammation. Okay. And I know that because I tend to feel inflammation in my joints. So when I lose 8 pounds in one day, that's going to be all water weight and inflammation, which is the whole reason why I was doing this, was to feel better. Okay. To feel better. Everybody's saying hi, Bill Cook. Hi, Bill Cook. So Bob is making a good point, and I've thought about this. He's suggesting trying a sardine fast. You'll get great numbers and won't feel sick. I'm on day 4 right now. How many cans of sardines are you eating a day? Are you allowing yourself to eat as many as you want? Or are you limiting yourself? That is something that I can try. But what I'm concerned about is I love sardines, and I'm afraid I'm going to get sick of sardines and never want to eat them again like I did chicken breast. Okay. And egg whites. Like I will probably never eat just a grilled chicken breast again because I'm so sick of them. But that would be a great experiment to try. I agree. And maybe I will do that. And everybody, this is Bill Cook's channel. So if you're not subscribed to Bill, please click on the channel. Me, Kurt. Yes. Cook on the channel. Or cook on the channel. I'm still not even speaking well yet. Do you notice this? I'm saying like really weird things. My dad is in the house. Welcome, Dad. He's watching from Facebook. Thanks for tuning in. We got 3 watching from Rumble. And I forgot to check to see how many we got watching from Facebook. But my dad just posted. Come over here. My dad's watching from Facebook. We got 1 watching from Facebook, 3 watching from Rumble. Thank you all for tuning in. Feel free to post a comment if you are watching from Rumble. Oh, hold on. The mic is the sound bad? Let me come over here and check my voice meter. I think it's coming from my web. Oh, that's what the problem is. Hey, can you hear me now? I think I think it was coming from my webcam. Okay, it wasn't coming from my microphone. Uh, Thank you for that, Jonathan. Bill says as long as fast was close to 6 days with almost 3 days dry. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever try a dry fast. I think that's too much for me. Bacon Runner, Donna Ray's in the house. Welcome, Bacon Runner. Thank you for tuning in. And Nikki, Miss Laugh a Lot is in the house. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, we do love Butter Bob. Butter Bob is amazing, and we're so glad that Butter Bob is back in the community. And this is Dawn, everybody. My Carnivore Chronicles. Thank you for tuning in today. Yeah, and even Bob says that's really low glucose. I've never gotten below 70. Yeah, mine has gotten to be 55 before, but my ketones were only like 2.8 or something, and I felt good then. But when it got to be 53, or I'm sorry, my glucose was 53 and the ketones were 5.4, that's when I started not feeling well. I'm about 25 pounds too heavy. I've gained about, so my interesting thing is I lost all my weight on keto. I lost 110 pounds. And then when I switched to high fat carnivore, I gained 25 pounds. Now I'd like to lose some of that. I don't need to lose all of it probably, but I'd like to lose maybe 15 pounds of that. And I'm struggling. I'm just struggling, but I am feeling better. So this was a little experiment I did to see if, I could, well, first of all, make my joints feel better, which that worked. But I think what I'll have to do if I want to fast is maybe fast a day, eat a day, fast a day, eat a day kind of thing. That's going to be my next experiment because I really feel amazing when I fast up to a certain point. And Dustin says, yeah, when I fast 7 days or more, I'll check my glucose and ketones. I've never really been below 70. Yeah. I will say this. If I ever get cancer, I'm going to do the Thomas Seyfried protocol, which is fasting, right? Because if you can get your blood glucose into the 50s, that's going to it's going to choke the glucose from the cancer, which cancer we all know feeds on sugar. Again, not medical advice, but I'm just saying what I'm going to do if I ever, God forbid, get cancer. I'm going to do the press pulse protocol by Dr. Thomas Seyfried, and I may not feel well, but I'm going to get my blood glucose into the 50s by fasting. I'm just saying that. And Aaron says, hey, Buttery Bob, I enjoyed your last video. I'll have to go check that out. I may have missed it. And Bill saying hi. And so for whatever reason, Kurt wants to know the weather in Richmond, Indiana, which you're not from Richmond, but here are the conditions. And Dustin makes a good point. Okay. Dustin makes a good point. Even if your ketones are less than 1, you are still in ketosis, regardless of what the Keto Mojo says. You're registering ketones. You're making ketones.
Yes, that's what I just said. I think they're coming out with a wearable, ketone monitor, but they're not approved in the United States yet. And I know Juliet has one. She was sent one by the, manufacturer, so she's able to test it, but, they're not approved in the United States yet, but I think they will be coming. No, that is not Kurt's address. Kurt doesn't share his address. He has some personal reasons not to share his address. I know the region he lives in, but I'm not gonna disclose that because he doesn't want it disclosed. Okay, so Mighty Menawa says my blood sugar this morning was 160. Okay, that is awesome because Menawa last night you said it was in the 300s and it is coming down. So this is great, right? This is great. Now Menawa is doing an experiment to try to get off insulin. Again, not medical advice. I'm not neither Menawa or myself are telling anybody to do this because this is something she's working on with, I think, a doctor from SBG Group, I believe. Pardon me if I'm giving the incorrect. Um, is it Dr. Phil from SBG Menawa? She is working on an N equals one experiment of her own because things are going really well for her and she wants to get off insulin. But that is great news that it's gone down below 200. Yeah, so Dustin says, "I think there is a CKM, I just think one company makes it though," right? Um, oh, Sandy plugged that address. I missed something from Sandy. Yeah, Phil Strange. I will say this, yes, Dr. Phil, she says. So here's another thing. When I date, so everyone, people are like, just eat one meal, do OMAD. The problem is on days that I eat, I get really hungry after I've had that first meal. Once I've had that first meal, it's game over and I'm just hungry all day. When I fast all day, I'm not hungry at all. I'll get a few little like twangs of hungry, but I have these fasting rocks. Now they don't make these anymore. I have these fasting rocks that I lick and I get a little salt. They're from Redmond's and I love them and I'm really sad they discontinued them. So I cannot do OMAD though because once I eat, it's game over. It's like I think my blood glucose spikes and then I'm hungry all day and it never comes back down. Like my glucose is consistently in the 90s. It only comes down lower if I there's something going on with that. That's when I get really hungry. But these last few days I was not even hungry. So when I don't eat, I feel better. I just don't think I could go more than like a day, day and a half. I would be curious, like what Bob suggested, what a sardine fast would do. I'm gonna have to try that. Uh, Nikki says I feel good at 4 ketones too. I did not feel good, and as a matter of fact, last night my ketones, even after eating a few meals, I ate 3 meals yesterday. My ketones were still at 4. I did not feel good. Yeah, and so this is a good point. Jonathan said high ketones set my brain on edge. I feel terrible above about 1. Yep, and you got you got your, Avenger of Chief Ketosis. Glad you liked that. And Kurt says, I feel great 2 to 3 days fasting." I'm not sure what this means, Bill. B-U-E, bu again. Not sure. And Jerry just got out of the tanning salon, got back in the truck, driving home, listening. Of course, we can't chat. Well, we love you. Thanks for tuning in, Jerry. Oh, yeah. If you know, you know. Or Jerry, you're in the middle of the forest, Tanner. She goes outside in the buff. We all know Jerry. And Bob says, Dustin, you're right. Even having a great Dr. Boz ratio, I can only average about zero 0.3 to zero 0.4 pounds a day. I'm not even losing. I've been gaining, which is why I wanted to I wanted to try the fast. Is Gary in the house? Guess what? Gary, I love your shirt. Meat. Mm-mm, good. Meat. And I have his other one and I love it. And I posted Gary's t-shirt site. Oh, Carnivore BBC beef butter coffee. And I love the sleeves on this one. They are super cute. Let me post that link again for anyone who wants a Gary t-shirt. Let me just copy this and post it in the chat. Gary, do you have a buy me a coffee? Because I know these shirts are very expensive to make, and the fact that you're sending them to people, it's awesome. Yeah. Bert says, yes, Amy, stop stressing, lower your cortisol and watch your health. Yeah, I wish I could lower the cortisol. If you have any suggestions other than going outside, grounding, looking at the sun, exercise. But I do believe I'd like to get a cortisol test. And Peter says, 2 weeks ago, I started back on clean carnivore without the yogurt or berries, down 7 pounds and feeling. I wish that worked for me. I'm on clean carnivore. I may try doing like 1 day fast once a week. I did drop weight, but I think it was all inflammation. I'm holding on to inflammation, right? Justin says, sounds fine to me. Oh, my sound is fine. Jonathan says, much better on the sound. Thank you. Okay, Juju's asking who makes Keto Tester, Keto Mojo or something like that, or can you get it on an app? A wrist phone that does steps. I just use the Keto Mojo brand one. Where did I put it? Right here. This is the brand, Keto Mojo. And it's the one Dr. Boz recommends. I'm sure there's other ones. The company is keto-mojo.com. And this only tests glucose and ketones. It doesn't track steps. Oh, there we go. Jonathan says, I have sensitive ears. Well, I'm glad I was able to fix that for you, Jonathan. Beverly's in the house. Hey, Beverly, thanks for tuning in. She says, first day of a sardine fast, I ate 8 cans, cut it down to 4. Then 3 as I was trying to learn my hunger signals. Not sick of sardines, thinking I need a prolonged sardine fast. I think I will try that. I think I will try that. Peter says, thanks, Bob. I've got another 30 pounds to lose to get back to my lowest weight, which was over a year ago. I don't think I want to get down to my lowest weight. My lowest weight on keto was 148 pounds. And that might have been, I'm 5'9", so I'm pretty tall. So let's see. You saw what my weight was at the beginning of this video. I got up to 183 and I'm back down to like low 170s, like 172. I would like to get in the 160s. I would like to get to 160. So like 12 pounds. I'd like to lose 12 pounds, but I'm fighting for every pound. And I think a lot of it is stress and inflammation and thyroid and menopause and all of those wonderful things that 50-year-old women go through. Hi, Kurt. Kurt says, got to go cook and get ready for work. I hope you have an amazing day at work today. I've got about 15 minutes before I got to get back to my day job. This is my lunch hour. So try to get through as many of these comments as I can. I may do the sardine fast. Have you lost any weight by doing it? Peter's asking. Bob says people don't realize too much eating, even on carnivore, they can gain. That's exactly what's happened to me, Bob. And when I eat, I have this unsatiable hunger signal that I can never shut up, right? It's not food noise, I'm just hungry all the time. I was strict for years before falling off, but could still gain. Yep, that's me. So I may have to try. I may have to try a combination of fasting and tracking foods, and just not let myself go over a certain amount of food. And I am too, Peter. I'm a volume eater, even on carnivore. What really upsets me is like people like Rick or Bella who can just sit there and eat like way more food than I'm eating and lose or maintain. And here I am eating meat and butter and eggs. And the more I eat, the more I gain. And it's been a year. And Menawa confirms, yes, she's working with Dr. Phil. That's what I thought you said. Peter, I don't know if I can do OMAD. I do better when I don't eat at all. I think, yeah, I think the 48-hour fast. So what would probably be best for me is to like fast Sunday after my live or before my live, like 6 p.m. or whatever, 7 p.m. to Tuesday morning. That would be a good time for me to fast. That's what I've done in the past and I felt great. Um, Yeah, 1 to 2 times a week. I think yeah, that's exactly what I said. I think that would be the best for me. That would be better. Uh, fast a day, eat a day, fast a day, eat a day, because then I'm still getting the benefits of the inflammation, like losing the inflammation. Bob says, yes, I usually lose a little less than 2 pounds on a 3-day sardine fast. I'm going to try to make it 7 days this week. On day 4 today, I feel super energized. It is high ketones. I don't want my ketones to go as high as they were. I think I feel best at like 1 to 2, like when my ketones get between 1 and 2. Any more than that, I'd have to stop the fast. Yes. Papa did say, thank you to Gary. My 2 t-shirts you sent me are my prized possessions. Yes, me too. And I have to prepare 2 briskets tonight. And I'm going to take this t-shirt off, Gary. And thank you for sending me a long sleeve one. It's a little cool today. I won't be able to wear this most of the summer, but we get like tundra weather here in northern Indiana where snows half of the year and it's freezing. So this will be great for half of the year. And then okay, Cynthia says if you do the sardine fast, I will join you. I always feel great when I do them. Let's do a challenge. Who wants to get involved in this? Dustin, Cynthia. What I probably will do if I decide to do it, I'll post a video on that and we can do a challenge. Yes, and here's Gary's shirt store. So everybody please check that out. There's some amazing creations there. Dustin, let's do it. You want to do a challenge? My only thing is if I start not to feel well and my ketones are too high, I got to quit. Peter says I wore the white absolute carnivore shirt this morning on Mitch's live stream. That's awesome. Thanks. No, buy me a coffee, just buy a shirt. I may buy a third shirt. I like the LDLC one. So let me just show this real quick. I've got what 10 minutes. Let me show this real quick because I just love this. Share screen. Here is so these are all the ones he's got. Okay, I gotta come back over here. The ones he sent me are on here. Let me accept this. Okay, so he's got cigar puffin store short, I think that says I believe it's hot butter, carnivores, we build health, Chick-fil-A seed oil. I can't read the small print. We didn't just invent the chicken. We didn't invent the chicken, just the additives. That's hilarious. What else has he got? Carnivore champion. Love it. Love it. Love it. I love this carnivore ultra. Eat fatty meat. Absolute. Eat fatty meat. all of the beers. Carnivore high fat for life. He's got a mug here for Starbucks. Carnivore like Coca-Cola, have a steak and a smile. These are awesome. Carnivore, Nike, just eat meat. Budweiser, king of diets. Uh, Carnivore, eat extra fat. This is the one that I want. The high LDLC, pop 'em with cholesterol, eat fatty meat. Looks like high C. I just love that one. It's hilarious. I'm gonna, of course, get it. Ooh, what is a neon pink? Maybe I have to get it in pink. I have too many pink shirts, though. If you know, you know. Meat thins, that's funny. These are great, Gary. I just love these. Oh, this one's hilarious. Fruit of the farm. That is just great. These are so funny. So yeah, so I posted the link to his shirt store. I posted the link to his shirt store, so everybody go check that out. These are great. Me, thank you so much, Gary, for everything you do for the community. You are awesome. We just love you. Yeah. Uh, Chanel says, I've never tracked any of my numbers before, just lost. Yeah, I just lost too, but I'm getting into some things that are happening with me that I can't explain. So it's starting to be useful to track. Gary, I'm walking, talking, and for your t-shirt store, I'm going to wear your shirts on Everyday Carnivore Livestream. I'm going to wear mine too. By me, haha. And yep, keep them coming, brother. Brian says, nice shirts, Gary. And Peter says, I'm going to wear one of your shirts at the screening of Carrie's Healing Humanity on June 29th. That's so cool. Oh, Gary is sending Peter a new one. Maybe you'll like the one that you haven't received yet as the one that you wear. Yeah, be careful. Be careful with the cortisol tests. Mostly aren't accurate or reliable enough. That's probably true, which is why I haven't had it tested yet. And Peter says, I hope mine doesn't get stuck in Alaska like Mitch's did. Jonathan's asking, what color is Mitch's charger? Anyone? I have no idea. And Brian's leaving. Thanks for tuning in, Brian. You have a great day. And rest, Gary says. What is the best brand? I don't have mine here. I just use I use Zenni Optical for my daytime glasses, and then they have something that they have red glasses there, and I get them in there. They have my prescription in them. So zennioptical.com is what I use. I don't know what the best brand is. That's just the brand that I use. And okay, so Juju, or I'm sorry, Sandy says, doesn't Rick have more than one charger? I think so. And Peter says, I asked AI, they said block blue light was the best. I would go to Lisa Wiedemann's channel and see, she's an eye doctor. So I would use, I mean, if you didn't do what I did and just get the preferred brand you like, but I would find out which brand Lisa Wiedemann. Hi, Ellen. Ellen is here. Thank you for tuning in. I think he does have a charger, Juju. I just think it's probably stored somewhere. I don't think it runs. And Juju is saying he might have 2 chargers. Yeah. Erin says she can do sardines for about a week or so. And Ellen also says, very wise, blood ketone levels are complicated because if you are using them for fuel, levels may not be high. Everyone has a different sweet spot. Yeah. Do I need assistance behind the scenes? Like, what kind of assistance, Jonathan? Yeah, and Peter confirms that Rick has chargers. And Beverly says she would join the sardine fast. And Jonathan says, my ancestors were impeccably good hunters, so they never ran high ketones. That's awesome. Ellen says, do you have any tanks for sale? I didn't see any tanks on there. I don't know if the options let you purchase them in a tank. Okay, so Gary also says you can request what you want on the email on his channel. At No Slow is his channel. So go check out his email and request what you want. I did too. The starfish tank. It's hilarious. Oh yeah, wasn't it like 3 grand, Papa? He got his headlight fixed on his 2014 Mercedes, like so expensive. Yeah. All right. Night, night, Chanel. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, which speaking of which, I got to get going here in just a couple minutes. And he got a computer regulator unit that also had to be fixed. Cars aren't cheap anymore. Jerry, yeah. I was wondering if I showed that I got 2 shirts, if anyone would be jelly. Jonathan says, I would invite you to my party next week and you'd love it. Loads of meat. I am actually smoking 2 briskets this weekend, which I'm going to film. We're having a little mini party. We're calling it Brisket Day because I have friends who are not keto or carnivore and they know that I love to smoke meat. And I just got this really cool new attachment for my smoker called a cold smoker, which produces more smoke for longer. So I'm going to film that and I'm really excited about it because I don't have to get up every hour in the night to add more chips. So, oh, Sandy Sprunger's watching from Facebook. Hi, Sandy. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm going to document that. So look for a video maybe next week about my smoked brisket. Yeah, and Ellen says the brand doesn't really matter for the blue lockers. They all use the same lenses. Definitely don't need uber expensive. Yeah. I just use the Zenni Optical, which is my favorite frames, and I just get my prescription from my eye doctor and put them in zennioptical.com, and they have red glasses like that are the blue blockers. Evelyn says, I feel accomplished. I got multiple blends spice blends mixed up while I listen and cook up my ground beef taco, Burberry, poultry, Cajun herbs de Florence. Woohoo! Awesome. Yes, I am feeling better. Thank you so much for tuning in, Ellen. Yes. Uh, I appreciate this. This is just an extra live stream that just to keep us motivated during the week. Okay, guys, sorry if I missed any of your comments. It is time for me to get back to my day job. Just wanted to take an hour lunch hour and reach out to everybody and say hello and tell you what happened on my fasting. So I hope everybody has a great week. I have something planned for Sunday night, but I can't post the thumbnail now because it requires outdoor cooking and it's supposed to rain on Sunday. So if it rains, I'm going to have to switch up my live stream on Sunday. So as soon as I know whether there's a good chance that it's not going to rain, I will post, but I will be live Sunday. We will see you all on Sunday at 7. And now it is time to do the credits and say goodbye to everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. I love you all. Have a great rest of your week and a nice weekend. Here we go. Ready?
Oh, yeah. Lights fade low, the bacon's done. We rocked the stream and had some fun. Keto rock stars in the rocking crew. Stay strong, we're gonna roll with you. Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling on. We're gonna keep rolling on. Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling on. Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling on. Rocking till the credits roll.